Beautiful women, admired, envied, and often misunderstood. Most men either idolize them or avoid them altogether because of one big misconception. The truth is, beautiful women want you to understand them in ways most men never even consider. And today I'm going to break it all down in this video. I'll touch on a few things: how beautiful women really feel, the misconceptions they deal with, why most men are intimidated, things beautiful women wish you knew, and how to approach a beautiful woman without fear. If you've ever been intimidated by a beautiful woman, this video will change everything you thought you knew. Jessica OS here. Welcome to the channel. Let's jump right into it. The reality of being a beautiful woman. So what does it feel like to be a beautiful woman? Let's start by addressing a common belief that beautiful women live in some kind of dream world. You see her perfectly styled hair, her radiant smile, and the way people can't take their eyes off her. You think to yourself, she's got it all: confidence, success, and every guy she could ever want. But the truth is, it's not always as glamorous as it seems. Beautiful women are constantly judged, and not always in a good way. People assume things about them before they even speak a word. She's probably shallow, she's a diva, she must be high maintenance. I mean, stuff like that. What you don't realize is that this judgment can be incredibly isolating. It's exhausting and sometimes even pushes them to downplay their looks just to be taken seriously. So while you might think her beauty is an advantage, it often creates barriers that she has to work twice as hard to overcome. And then there's the attention, the kind that isn't flattering. From constant cat calls to inappropriate messages on social media, beautiful women deal with it all. Sure, some attention feels good, but imagine that it never stops. Imagine people constantly approaching you with shallow intentions, as if your looks are the only thing that matters. It's not admiration, it's exhausting. Another thing is, being beautiful can often come with loneliness. Why? Because women like that are placed on pedestals. Instead of treating them like people, most guys idolize them or avoid them completely. Think about it. How often have you seen a stunning woman at a party or social event and no one approaches her because they assume that she's already taken or too good for them? It happens all the time. The irony is, while you're standing there thinking she's out of your league, she might just be hoping anyone has the courage to talk to her like a normal person. Now, you see, understanding this changes everything, because when you stop assuming that her life is perfect and start seeing her as a complex individual with struggles and insecurities just like everyone else, you'll approach her with a mindset that stands out. And that's where your real connection with her will begin. It's this belief that they're only interested in the richest, flashiest, or most attractive guys. I mean, you've seen it in the movies and social media posts and maybe even in real life. It's that idea that unless you're driving a luxury car, wearing designer clothes, or throwing money around, you don't stand a chance. But most beautiful women want something far deeper than that. There are beautiful women who are exhausted by shallow interactions. Think about it. Every day they're bombarded with compliments like, "You're so beautiful, you're so gorgeous, you're the most stunning woman I've ever seen." It's flattering at first, sure, but eventually it becomes meaningless because it's all surface level. What actually catches a beautiful woman's attention is when someone makes her feel seen, not just for how she looks, but for her mind, her values, and her personality. Most guys get this wrong. You think you have to impress her. You start flexing. Maybe it's your career, your car, your gym routine. I mean, anything to show her that you're worthy. But the truth is, beautiful women have seen it all. While those things might grab her attention for a moment, they don't create lasting attraction. Beautiful women are tired of being treated like prizes to be won. When a guy approaches them with a winning strategy, it often feels like he's more interested in the idea of having that beautiful woman by his side than actually getting to know her. And this is why so many beautiful women keep their guard up. They're trying to weed out the men who see them as trophies instead of human beings. Think about it. Would you want someone to value you only for your paycheck or your looks? Of course not. And neither does she. So let's flip the script. Instead of thinking, what can I do to impress her? Ask yourself, how can I connect with her? Stop focusing on the outer layers and start digging deeper. What makes her laugh? What inspires her? What are her dreams and fears? When you approach her with genuine curiosity and confidence, you set yourself apart from dozens of guys who are just showing off. And at the end of the day, beautiful women are looking for someone who's real, who's grounded and interested in who they are, not just what they look like. Now, one of the biggest reasons men freeze up around these women is the fear of rejection. Half of them are thinking, well, what if I put myself out there and she laughs at me? What if she shuts me down in front of everyone? But let me ask you this. Is rejection really the worst thing that can happen? Or is it worse to never try at all and always wonder, what if? Rejection is part of the game. It's not personal. The secret is beautiful women respect a man who has the courage to approach them, even if it doesn't go anywhere, because most men won't do that. They're too scared. So just by taking that step, you're already ahead of the pack. Another reason men feel intimidated is because they put beautiful women on a pedestal. You think, she's too gorgeous for me. She's out of my league. But let me ask you, who decided there are leagues in the first place? This kind of thinking is what makes you nervous, overthink every word, and ultimately talk yourself out of even trying. The reality is, the moment you put a woman on a pedestal, you've already created an uneven dynamic. She's human, just like you. She has insecurities, flaws, and bad days, just like everybody else. And treating her like she's untouchable doesn't impress her. It makes her feel isolated. Look, let's get real for a second. A lot of men assume that they don't have what it takes to attract a beautiful woman. I'm not rich enough, I'm not tall enough, I'm not handsome enough. I mean, we've heard it. The thing is though, most of the time, these are insecurities that you've created in your own head. They're not based on what she's actually looking for. Such women aren't searching for perfection. They're looking for authenticity. They want a man who's confident in himself, not someone who's constantly comparing himself to other guys, right? When you believe in your own value, it shows, and that confidence is magnetic. The biggest mistake you're making is you are overthinking everything. What should I say? What if I mess up? What if she doesn't laugh at my jokes? This overthinking makes you hesitant, awkward, and way too hard on yourself. And you know what beautiful women notice? Not the little mistakes you're stressing over, but the lack of confidence behind them. Instead of trying to craft the perfect line, just be genuine. Say a simple, "Hi, I wanted to introduce myself." And that will go a long way. When you're authentic, you're relatable. And that's what really matters. You see other guys talking to her, maybe loud, flashy, or a guy who seems to have it all, and you immediately think, I can't compete with that. But the catch is you don't need to compete. What works for them might not even be what she's looking for. Beautiful women aren't necessarily drawn to the loudest or flashiest man in the room. They're drawn to one who makes them feel seen and heard and appreciated. And that's not something you can fake. It's not even something that depends on money or looks. It's about the energy that you bring to the interaction. So how do you stop being intimidated by beautiful women? Shift your perspective. Stop focusing on what you think you lack and start focusing on what you bring to the table. The things beautiful women wish men knew. I'll give it to you straight. Beautiful women, 1, want to be seen for more than their looks. 2, they also have insecurities. 3, they want genuine conversations. 4, they're tired of players. 5, rejection is normal, so don't let it stop you. Now, why is all of this important? Because when you understand these things about beautiful women, you stop approaching them with fear, assumptions, or superficiality. Instead, you start connecting with them in a way that's real and genuine and unforgettable. How to approach beautiful women without fear. Now that we've debunked the myths and uncovered what beautiful women really wish men understood about them, I'll share with you how to approach a beautiful woman without fear or hesitation. And let me tell you this, most of the battle is up here, okay? It's in your mind. If you can master these strategies, you realize that approaching a beautiful woman is not just possible, it's easy. Also, if you'd like me to share a document that breaks down my next few points instead of watching this video, I've simplified things. I've created a free downloadable PDF that will save you time or serve as an easy reference for you in the future if you need to remember the stuff I'm talking about. The link will be in the video's description. So back to it. How should you approach beautiful women without fear or hesitation? 1, treat her like everybody else. Stop overthinking her beauty. Sure, she's gorgeous, but at the end of the day, she's just another human being. When you approach her like you would anyone else, it instantly eliminates the pedestal effect that makes you nervous. I mean, think about it. Would you freeze up when you're talking to a colleague or neighbor or friend? Possibly not. So why would you let her looks intimidate you? 2, lead with confidence and not compliments. Most guys actually think they need to perfect an opening line to impress a woman like that. But the truth is, the words you say don't matter as much as how you say them. Confidence isn't about saying the right thing, okay? You want to own your approach and be authentic. A simple, "Hi, I noticed you from across the room and wanted to say hello," can be far more effective than a cheesy pickup line or over-the-top compliment that you're overthinking. Because obviously that'll show her that you're direct, genuine, and comfortable in your own skin, and she'll respect you more. 3, be curious and not egotistical. It's a game changer. Instead of trying to impress her with your accomplishments or stories, focus on being curious about her. Ask questions that show you genuinely are interested in who she is, her goals, her passions, her views on life, stuff like that. 4, handle rejection like a pro. I mean, let's get real. Sometimes you're going to get rejected, and that's okay. What separates a confident man or confident men from the insecure ones is how they handle it. Instead of taking it personally, see it as a learning experience, or just as a sign that it wasn't the right fit. Beautiful women respect men who can take rejection gracefully. It shows emotional maturity and resilience, 2 qualities that are good to have. A simple, "No worries, it was nice meeting you," goes a long way in leaving a positive impression, even if things don't work out. 5, stop overthinking and just act. Here's the final and perhaps the most important tip, okay? Stop over-analyzing and just go for it. Remember, the most successful men aren't the ones who never feel fear. They're the ones who act despite the fear. Think of it this way. Every time you approach a woman, you're building your confidence. Whether it leads to a conversation, a phone number, or even just a polite rejection, you're growing and learning. Here's a bonus tip. You want to be present and enjoy the moment. When you approach a beautiful woman, I want you to focus on enjoying the interaction rather than stressing about the outcome. Okay? Whether the conversation lasts 5 minutes or leads to something more, being fully present makes you memorable. When you focus on connecting rather than impressing, you'll be amazed at how natural that feels. I'll wrap this up. Look, if this video opened your eyes, do me a favor, hit that like button, share it with another friend who needs to hear this, and don't forget to subscribe for more game-changing relationship advice. I'll see you in the next video. Jessica OS here. Cheers.